A deepening divide over vaccine mandates has worked its way through the legal system, reaching the High Court. The justice's decision could set a precedent in a balance between personal freedom and the government's power to act in a crisis.
What's at stake is whether or not our federal government can claim vast, expansive powers in times of emergency.
Justices will hear arguments on the constitutionality of President Biden's emergency executive order forcing private businesses with 100 or more employees to submit to mandatory vaccinations or face weekly testing.
And the answer to that surely has to be no. Otherwise, this concept of a limited federal government of enumerated powers has really been stretched to the breaking point.
Attorney Ryan Bangert with Alliance Defending Freedom says the vaccine mandate case is moving swiftly. OSHA first announced how it would enforce the mandate in November, which was immediately challenged in court. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals then froze the mandate and lifted the stay in December. Now the Supreme Court has agreed to step in.
If the court finds that the mandate should be stayed, then that would provide protection to our clients as well.
That decision would send the case back to the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals, which is overseeing all consolidated legal challenges to vaccine mandates.
There's also the possibility the court could simply decide the merits of the entire case tomorrow. We just don't know how the court's going to ultimately decide to handle this.
If the mandate is reinstated, businesses not following the rules could face fines of more than $13,000 per violation.
February 9th is the deadline for full compliance with the testing requirement.
If the court lets this go forward, we will see a big shift in power in the federal government from Congress to the federal bureaucracy.
Doug Badger with the Heritage Foundation says the main issue is whether OSHA, an executive branch agency, can make federal law.
But they can only do things that Congress has empowered them to do. Congress has not empowered OSHA to impose a vaccine mandate on businesses with 100 or more employees.
Other cases pending review, which will not be judged today, include individual state mandates, religious objections to vaccines, and dozens of litigations representing firms, businesses, and religious entities opposed to OSHA's mandate. The Supreme Court is also reviewing a separate mandate that would impact roughly 17 million healthcare workers. In total, the High Court will determine the fate of vaccine requirements affecting more than 80 million people. Brody Carter, CBN News.